part 3 of my resume, and I have a little helper here that is helping me, and so the last one was I was in Sweden, and I was going to fly to India with this Swedish called Birgitta, and I got to talk about how I then ended up in Australia. It's okay. What we're gonna eat today is we have this picklelicious pickles, dried pickles, and then we have the cauliflower pops. We put that here. Sorry, I put on top of your tail, Trixie. And then the other one, spinach chickpea chips. Last but not least, we have these crispy beetroot slices, lightly cooked and seasoned. Trixie, baby, and Trixie, maybe not show everything for the camera, okay? Kisha. And what we're going to drink today is the kombucha. Yeah. Nice. I never tried these ones before. Pickle delicious, and it's a pickle flavored cucumber, crunch and ready to eat. Okay, let's see how they taste. Actually really good. My little helper left the room, so I think I can continue with the resume here. So I finished with the bacon barrier sugars work, and now I started to travel, and things really started to happen when I started to travel. I mean, I sort of was in a state that I wanted to get started, wanted to establish myself, find something to do or career, And now finding myself flying to India. I think it was January or February 1987. So, long time ago. And back, I remember when we left Sweden, it was snow on the ground, and I had long johns on, like long underwear, and we were approaching India, Delhi, and I was thinking maybe I should change my underpants to short underpants because it's so hot. Now, if I go into too much details, my resume will become like a 10 video long series. So I will just go a bit quicker through it, so you can then get an idea, and I will then go more in details into each section, because I mean, so many interesting things have started to happen. After 2 weeks in India, I got diarrhea, and it was the world's biggest diarrhea. I just was sick, and Birgitta and I, we was traveling together, and we were not like boy and girlfriend, but we was traveling, and so Birgitta got bored and went out in Delhi to walk around while I was recovering in the youth hostel, and I was recovering for about 4 days. And she comes back and say, "Hey, let me introduce. This is Sam, my new friend." Sam was a man from Nigeria that had been living in Delhi for, I think, 9 years. And Birgitta said, "Thomas, we have plans for you." I said, "Okay, what's that?" "We are going to put you on a train. So we're going to travel together." "No, only you. Because I'm traveling with Sam now, and you can have your own holiday." What? Yeah, she dumped me. And they put me on a train, and I was traveling to Agra. And then Agra, and then Varanasi. And in Varanasi you have the Holy River. And you see this finger, it's the only holy part in my body, because it had been swimming in the Ganga River, Ganges River. The traveling by myself was quite hard in India, and I think I went up then to a place called Sunauli. And Sunauli is where you can walk over to Nepal, and I applied for I think when you walked over the border you got a stamp in a passport, and but you could then travel in Nepal. So I just walked over the border. I think I paid some money, and then I was in Nepal, and instantly I felt so much more relaxed. Delhi and India and all that thing was quite intense, and being by yourself and traveling, it's not that easy. But I had a fantastic time in Nepal. I think I was in Pokhara and Kathmandu, and I also went on one of those trekking in the mountains. I will tell you more about that in another video. I am trying to find some pictures that I can add to the story. And yes, Nepal was good. I felt so relaxed there, and I met some backpackers and started to travel, and we went to different places, and yeah, it was. I have pictures, and I will show it to you. And at that time, I had a diary that I filled in, where I have like more in details, and I would like to really make a video about this because back then the only way to communicate was through a phone. Not phone like this, I mean like this rotary phone. And phone calls was expensive. That was real expensive. I mean, it's cost a lot. Like if I call back to Finland, I could speak for 3 minutes, and that's it. Cut. And it cost me quite a lot. And I will go into details. I promise you it will be a good video. And then what happened? By talking to other backpackers, they said that way Thailand is a good place to go. So I had saved up some money, and I could fly to Thailand. And how I got around was by following a travel guide called Lonely Planet. And it was the Southeast Asia version, like India, Nepal, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, and it was just, but see, that time also the way you traveled. Not like you didn't have a credit card, so you had traveler's checks. Next one, cauliflower puffs, made with real cauliflower, contains whole grain, gluten-free, sea salt, oven-baked snacks. Sounds good. Okay, let's So guys, they look like this. So what you did there? You had the traveler's checks, and you could go and change money at money changers. They're pretty good, this one. And I always carried a money belt on me day and night. And in the money belt I had my passport, and then I had my traveler's checks and cash. Well, back in I think we were now in we are beginning of 1988, and things are moving. I don't know, I'm in Bangkok, and you know, how we make a different video about this one, but what was so good was the Finnish mark at that time from Finland was really strong, very strong. And let me see now what happened in Thailand. I stayed in Bangkok for a while, but they a big city, and you can easily spend a lot of money there. So I traveled up north. I went to places called Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, and then I went on a trek like there was I was traveling with some backpackers, and we had I hired a guide, and he take us deep into the jungle, and we went to the poppy field, and then we went to another poppy field that the government had burnt down, and I will tell you more in another video, because it's fascinating. It's really like wow. I'm not sure how long I was in Thailand. Maybe 1 or 2 months. I went up in the north and then south. And then I took from Thailand to Malaysia, and I came to Malacca. And at Malacca I met an Aussie called Graham, and he said, if you ever come to Australia, called me up. We catch up, and he lived in Perth. I love to travel in Malaysia. I was traveling with a few backpackers, and it was just unbelievable traveling. Like we could find these small places that had cheap food. I mean, for $1 or $2, you could eat as much as you want. And yeah, well, like Malaysia was orderly. It was much more clean, and the food was just incredibly good. I mean, really good. But there was one thing I couldn't eat, and I can't eat still today, and that's durian. Yeah, people say it's the king of the fruit, but for me, it's like yeah, some people like it, some people don't, and I definitely, I have difficulty to eat durian. But all the other fruits, rambutan and the mangoes and the curries, and that's all fine. And when what happened then? I was in Malaysia, yeah, and this is good. I liked it. In yeah, and then after Malaysia, I went to Indonesia. And Indonesia was even cheaper than Nepal and Thailand. Very cheap. And I met a traveler that was different from the other travelers. He was quite old, and he was like old compared to me, and he was maybe in his 70s, and he was kind of staying at the same backpacker's place that I was, and then one day we started to talk, and then I asked him, "Are you here on a holiday?" I said, "No, I'm living here." "Do you live in Indonesia?" And he said that he had a situation that he had a very low patient. No. He had a situation that his pension was really low. And what was then happening? He said that if he would have been living in London, he would basically be starving. Like his money was just not enough to be living in in the UK, and but when he was staying here in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, especially Indonesia, when he converted the pounds into Indonesian rupiah, he was basically a millionaire. and he said that, yeah, this is how I can survive. I have a really good life here. I get my pension sent to a bank. And the bank have different branches. I go to a branch with my passport, take out my money, change to the local currency, and then I travel for 3 or 4 months, and I do it again. And isn't that amazing? He can travel around and he can live like this. Well, next one, I was thinking spinach chickpea chips made with Australian mung beans, chickpeas and maize. Gluten-free, source of fiber, dairy-free. Alright, looks like this. This is definitely a little bit more crispier, this one. This is good. Not bad good. This is good one. Yeah, what happened then? Yes, I started to travel down to Indonesia, and I met a few backpackers here and there. We had a great time. When you were traveling, you sort of stayed at some youth hostels or like a lodgement, like cheap places, and you ate in cheap restaurants, and back then we had the cassette tapes, and they at these places they used to play this top 10 Western music, like I'm going really way back now, like Donna Summers, Tina Turner, Bryan Adams, Earth, Wind and Fire, Uriah Heep, Black Sabbath, and like bands that you can have hear the music before, and then when you're listening to it, you kind of just kind of relive the old memories when you went to a disco. Yeah. This is the time when you had a disco. Then I ended up eventually in Indonesia, went to Bali. The highest building in Bali in 1988 was 3 stories high. I went to Bali back a few years ago, and it had been 30 years since I'd been there last time, and I couldn't. You still had the beaches like Kuta Beach and those beaches, but there was just high-rise buildings and shopping malls, and it was just amazing, the progress and so much money they're putting in, and the airport too. What was yeah, Bali was interesting. I met more backpackers in Bali, and they was all heading to Australia. And when I see, I had a bit money. The money is saved up, so I could travel. And after a big time, a Swedish girl dumped me in India, and I started to travel by myself. I sort of found a new kind of confidence that I hadn't had before, that I could actually go out in the world and I could see a few places. And back then, the 80s, it was quite a different from today. Like you didn't have those kind of bombing terrorist things, and you didn't have like AIDS or SARS or COVID, and it was. I guess it was a little bit easier in a way that way to travel, but when you went to a new place and then you looked up for a place to stay, you were not sure if there was having any rooms, and if you wanted to book a flight, to reconfirm your flight, you couldn't do it over the telephone. You had to go to a travel agent, sit down and say, I would like to reconfirm my flight. And then you got going. Oh, these are good. These are good, yeah. So on my way to Australia, then I actually had 2 goals. I never told this to anybody, and it's actually, when I kind of think back to my goals that I had then, it's a bit embarrassing, but my 2 goals I had was to get an Australian girlfriend and a good job. seen Finland like me. I don't know why the girls just didn't pay much attention to me. But you know, here in Asia, I got a lot of attention. Like I like to walk into a big market, like food markets and like that, and look at food and see if I can buy a fruit of some sort, and like, and they was then saying handsome, and I was thinking, who handsome? Who's this handsome here? And then I asked another backpacker, hey, I go into the markets and they call me handsome. And he said, hey, yeah, that's the BS. They are calling me handsome too, so we were two handsome guys there. The flight from Bali to Australia, the price was the same for flying to Darwin and to Perth. So I was thinking, yeah, I'll just fly to Perth. And in Perth I knew this guy Graham, and he was the guy that I met there in Indonesia. So we met up in Perth, and he said, hey, why don't you come and stay over at my place? And from there then I get to know a few people introduced, and then I went to that faithful New Year's Eve party. I think it was 1989. And I went into the kitchen in the party, and then there was a girl there. I smiled and she smiled. I guess the lightning from the sky strike down, and boom, goal number 1 achieved, girlfriend. Of course, I met a few girls when I was traveling, but never a girlfriend. And I heard so many good things about these Aussie girls. And yeah, she was a nurse, and she was gonna living here in Perth. And I go more in details later, but I stayed here, and I think the visa then was, the traveling visa was 6 months long, and I was looking for jobs. And I was thinking, hey, well, I'm a masseur, so maybe I can do massage well. Very quickly I learned the way I think about massage in Finland, and the way it's generally thought of here in Australia is basically two different things. If you know what I mean. I could borrow a table and massage table, and I put in an ad in the local paper. Finnish massage. Was it 1 hour, $20? Like the value. $20 was like the going rate for massage then, and I get this. I still remember it. I got this Asian guy that was real excited on the phone. I tried Swedish massage before and it's really good, really good, yeah. And I said, oh, don't worry, Finnish massage is much better. And he then just came over. I just had a room there at Graham's place, and we organized it. So the first thing the guy is doing is he's throwing all his clothes off. And I said, okay, no problem. So he then just lays down on his stomach, and I started to, Swedish style with all, straightforward, nothing shady, just pure, honest massage. But this client was kind of behaving a bit differently, and he had kind of other plans for the massage. But we stuck to my plan. So yeah, that was a lesson. That's, yeah. This is interesting. Like, so I would not do massage here. Crispy beetroot slice, lightly cooked and seasoned. This should be good. I never had these before. Yeah, so I started to look at work, and the only job I found was this ad in the newspaper that when I called up, there was the guy that spoke incredible fast, and he said, Alan. And I think he's speaking so fast, and I look for the work and this and that, and job to put leaflets out in the letterbox. Pamphlet delivery, but then one day I got a bit late and it got dark and I got lost. Lost in one of the suburbs, close to where I live at Graham's place. So not that one, but that ad was still in the paper always. So then one day I said, okay, I go. So I was having I took my resume with me for the interview, and the guy had spoken really fast, but I got Pamelia Hilton Hotel 7:30 Alan. I mean, this guy, he was speaking as fast as a machine gun. And I went to Parmelia Hilton Hotel, and it was a meeting. And they was playing loud rock and roll music there. There was people running around with buttons. And they were happy. And I was singing, what's this? What in the earth is this? This is... And I came up to, and I found Alan, and Alan also had one of these buttons on him, and I asked him. I said, "I'm Thomas. I came for the job." I said, "Okay, good. We start the meeting. Sit down here." And there's this meeting happening. There's people walking up on the stage and down the stage, and I'm such and such. I lost weight, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 50 pounds. Everybody clapped. Saying that this is strange. This is really strange. And then they came up and said, I am such and such. I work part-time and I made $2,000 last month. 2,000 last month. I mean, that's a lot of money. I was very confused. I'm sitting there, and then there's quite a lot of people in the meeting room, and next to me there was a girl from Denmark, like a backpacker, and I still remember what I asked her. What do you think about this? And she was, could we say, a little bit round in the edges, like a, and she said, yeah, it could work. And I was thinking, my God, it could work. And I was starting to think about my mom that is fat. Maybe she could use the product. And yeah, so I just walked out from the place, and I said, I am never going to sell pills and powders to my friends. And then a couple of weeks ago when I found no job. And then I just said, okay, to get started you need to buy this box with pills and powders. I go and buy the box, and it cost I think $50 then. And I ring up the number, I get the place, and I actually it's a young girl, and her name was Crystal Bouquet. That young girl had just joined Herbalife. Yep, company name Herbalife. And that's how I got involved. She was sort of from down south here in Perth, from Bunbury, and she was very enthusiastic, and she became my sponsor. Like the person that introduced me to the company, and it was a company called, it was a multi-level marketing company. I never done anything, I never seen anything, I didn't even know this existed. So I was thinking, well, this is maybe the things you do when you come to Australia. You buy one box with these pills and powders, and but then they had the training about how to use the product, so I was not thinking much about it, and then one day I was sleeping really well. I slept real well. And I started to continue to sleep well. I was thinking, what is it? Oh, it's this product. I have more energy. And then this button, so I put the button on. And then Graham had moved house, and I came. Then one day, one of his friends came over, and I come out and say hello, and I had my button on, as he said. There was a couple, nice couple came to visit Graham, and the lady said, "Is that Herbalife?" I said, "Yeah. Can I buy a bottle?" "What? Yeah. Do you have the thing called Dong Quai? It's sort of a herb that is very good for women. It makes you relaxed and feel good, and I made a sale. And this is where things really started to happen for me. I didn't have any product, so I called up my sponsor and said, Alan, guess what? I said, "What, Thomas? What?" And Alan was really struggling. He was Crystal's sponsor, so part of my so-called upline. And I said, Alan, And Alan had just come through bankruptcy, and he lost his farm as a farmer, and he was really struggling. He has two kids, private school and many expenses, and said, guess what? I made a sale. And when I could hear Alan's voice, yeah, Thomas, what did you sell? What did you sell? I said, 1 bottle of donk wine. And Alan's reply to me was, great, keep it up and you get rich. Nobody in my whole life has told me that I could get rich. Nobody really had. Nobody had really believed in me. And back then, I had so many problems in Finland, and I was on the other side of the world. And I have somebody that telling me that I will get rich, positive, and it's just, I tell you, my lights came on at that moment and they never gone off. And it was just incredible. I got my pennies together. I rushed over to Alan's office. I got 1 bottle. I rushed back, and I had to give a receipt to the customer. And I didn't even know how to write the receipt, so the customer wrote the receipt for me. I started to go to trainings. This was the first time I ever been exposed to thing called personal development. And this is really significant because at that time there was one, could we call him business philosopher, really personal mentor, motivator. Tony Robbins' mentor Jim Rohn was working for Herbalife. And I'm listening to the tapes, and I'm listening, and things are stakes are high, I just found a nice girl that became a girlfriend. I find a job or business opportunity. Really, it's not a job, a business opportunity through Herbalife. And my tourist visa is running out. What do I do? At that time, there was one. Herbalife was really small then. It was only doing was it $58 million worldwide when I joined. But it was on a way up because there was opening new markets all the time. I guess I was just lucky, but at the same time there was a new market opening called Japan. See, when I was 16 years old, I did judo, and one of our neighbors had been in Japan in 1970s, and with the Nokia company, and selling the Nokia phone there. So here I was. I had to make a decision. I mean, I had to leave Australia, and back then there was this Herbalife had these 2 tapes called millionaire tapes, and they basically told you how to become a millionaire. It's a lot about your attitude, and they were saying, I still remember I was listening to them 2 days straight. I was laying in my bed, and I was really thinking, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And the tape said that the hardest part is to make the decision. After that it becomes easy. So I made up a master plan. I was going to fly to Japan for 3 months, build a Herbalife business, and then come back. And oh boy. Now I could easily make 10 videos about Japan. Easy. And I will make a video series, but what I will do is I will cut my resume video right here now, and then I will add more more videos, because I have pictures and I had everything, but I just covered like how I from Finland went to Sweden, and then to Sweden to India, Nepal, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, came to Perth, Australia, got a girlfriend and a business opportunity. And if you think my videos has been interesting, it's nothing compared until when I get telling you about the Japan, because I'm gonna tell you, but 1988 Japan was wild. It was very rich, money everywhere, and I'm going to get all into it. Some of the things I will tell you, you will not believe. You will not believe me. But I will back it up with photos. But today I was just wanted to finish the resume video here, and today we had pickles that are really nice and crispy, cauliflower pops, so I think. Then we had spinach chickpea chips, and also the beetroot. So all of this was good. So thanks you again for the support. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because I will make you promise my videos are going to get more interesting when I get into my story, like Japan, Australia, all the crazy things that happen in the late 80s, early 90s. Please comment. Thanks again. Keep well. See you next one. Bye.